mini fish. It is July 20th, 2017. And by ways I can never ever remember how I got here, I'm going to bring you remembrance. Most of you must remember or should remember, or if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But the UFO, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it was, doesn't matter. But it was over the dome on the Temple Mount, and it shot up into the air, right? Let's watch it real quick. The fireworks, it floats over the dome, okay? And then it shoots off in the air, right? Must remember that. And again, regardless of how it was created, is irrelevant right now. It was on January 28th, right? 2011. It hovered for 23 seconds, which is important in the aspect of the DNA. You know, this dude happens to have 232 subscribers. This is the kind of stuff that just flies in my face all the time. But anyway, so January 28th, 2011. Why is that important? Well, why I just wish I could remember how to explain to you guys how I even got to that, because it was so bizarre. But from that very day, January 28th, 2011, to Tisha B'Av, you know, coming up here on the 2nd of August, that's basically what we're calling it, is for the best estimate, I guess. It's 2,379 days. It turns out to be 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days. Now, that's no coincidence, I would say. But what does it mean? Well, to me, it means it basically verifies to me that there's some kind of a deception in the lurking here. You know what I'm saying? This was just the primer. And if you read what these people are commenting about, it's like, you know, this no, wait a minute, where was it? Numerous red orbs, and it shows to join together behind, to put one faith right here, one species. We are one. We ought to have one faith. Let all the religions and non-religious join together behind. You see what I'm getting at here? For those of you who understand, awesome. Isn't this crazy, huh? For those of you who are not quite getting it, you know, you got to open your Bible and seek with complete and utter humility the truth. Know that you are trapped in a dark, sinful place, and you want out. And mean it. So, 666, right? Now, so I'm just looking up this number. This 3,000, how many days was it? 2,379 days. I just punched that number into the old interwebs. And the only thing that really comes up is Star Trek, right? And if you read this article, I will link this. It looks lengthy, but man, is it worth it. The parallels. This is talking about the story of mankind, right? And the year that this finale, this is like the finale of it, right? That was like the Voyager finale. The year that it was ended, or the year that the film began, was in 2379. Now, what does that have to do with anything? Well, if you know anything about Star Trek and TV and space and NASA, you know that this is a big, giant deception. And if it's tied directly with a 666 to this, then I'm telling you that on, you know, Tish B'Av, they're up to no good nicks. That's all I can say. I don't know if they're going to pull anything off or what, but my guess is going to be something to do with supernatural aliens or what have you. You know what I mean. I mean, you can't help but suspect that there's some trickery going on here. I mean, how did the Muslims react to this? Over their holiest, or one of their holiest places, you know, where Muhammad is supposed to come back or ascended or whatever. You know what I mean? How did they react? Well, I know at this very time, January 28th, 2011, that was right when that Arab Spring, the Egyptian Revolution started. Like right then. The 28th was the day that they were a couple days into it, and I remember following this pretty closely. It was pretty intense, and all their internet and mobile phone stuff was cut off. I remember that. It was odd that that fell on the same day, but how are the Muslims going to react if there's like some whatever comes hovering over this dome there, telling them to go kill everybody or something? I'm just saying. This is the kind of whack job stuff we're dealing with here. I mean, this is like when they say things of biblical proportions, that's not a joke. That means something. This is the real deal. And again, those of you who don't understand, if you don't know, again, I can't stress it enough. Just squish your nose into that book called the Bible and pray for understanding from the very pit of your soul. And that's all I got, man. Peace and grace, many fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armour of God,